What is good, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another One Chunk at a Time Iron Man number 16. I'm sorry that I have to break up your very, very unique Trailblazer content that you've never seen before with my very generic Iron Man series, but here we are. As always, thank you guys so much for the support that you have been showing me recently. It truly means the world. As always, hit the subscribe button. Shows more than 50% of you guys are not subscribed yet. Go follow the Twitch, the Twitter, whatever, the Discord. I love you all. And as always, hit that like button before we even get into the video. These videos take hundreds of hours to produce, and the smallest thing that you guys can do for me is simply just hitting that like button. Let's get to 1.5K. YouTube algorithm doesn't like these videos right now because of Trailblazers, so the more likes that we get, the better, and the more that we grow. Obviously, at the end of last episode, we did roll the Doric's quest chunk, which means that we could then do Goblin Diplomacy and all of the Dorgishkan subsidiaries that follow after that. Meaning, what we need to do first is we need to get 78 thieving for the Dorgishkan rich chests, and we also need to get 87 crafting to be able to put this light bulb and this cave goblin wire together, which I will never use ever. Actually, it is kind of good fire making XP if I wanted to go that way. Probably won't, but it's there if I ever want to do it. Before we get started with today's video, I just want to cover two things real quickly. There'll be straw polls in the description that you guys can vote on. Definitely please go vote on them if you would like to. If you don't care about it, skip like a minute and a half ahead and get straight to the content. So the first thing is, a couple months back, I had obviously put out a hardcore episode. And I have been working on that hardcore every so often, but the truth be told, my heart is not in that series. I'll play it a couple hours every day, and I just I'm meandering through it and I don't really care. So here's my proposal for you. I do want to have secondary content to what I'm doing right now. My proposal is that I become the first person ever to make a 199 at a time hardcore Iron Man. That's a proposal. I think it's an amazing idea, and while I have the time to do it, I might as well. Obviously, it's up to you guys, so definitely go vote in the description if you want to see that over a regular hardcore series that's been done 1,000 times. You guys let me know. I will continue on with whatever you want to see. The second one is, I know that I pulled the heads and the Slayer hands probably a couple videos back for construction. Obviously, I have to put them together when I have the planks, etc., to make them. So the other question is just asking if you guys want to see the same thing, like big swordfish, bass, and what is it, shark, I think it is. So go vote on those. I love you all. Enjoy the video and have fun. I hope you're having a good day. I know this is all exactly how you guys were expecting this video to start, with a little bit of farming content, which is pretty cool. So I didn't get a level or anything, but I just checked my oak, and I just got a Hispori seed. Holy crap. Well, I don't think we're going to be able to use that for a very long time, but that's cool to get. I mean, I guess it's future content on the account. So I didn't want to reveal my crafting method in the last video, but obviously I do have to get 87 crafting for this video. People probably knew that I was going to be mining on a PvP world, but I figured out that the Dorgishkan mine is actually the best place for me to mine. And I'm actually dripped out here. I obviously have my rune pickaxe. I have a Varrock Armor 1, which gives me a 10% chance of double mining, and then Expert Mining Gloves, which makes it a 50% mine rate. But there is our first of 2 levels. There is 94 mining. Oh my gosh, if you are ever going to make a chunk account, be prepared to just do way too much mining. This is so old. There we go. There's the double mine that I was talking about. So this is kind of our method for right now. It is probably comparable to mining in Alcarid, but in Alcarid there's only 5 spots there, and we can't use a looting bag because those spots go way too quickly, and you have to be logged in 1 minute and 30 seconds before you can use the looting bag. So this is going to be our best method. And also, I did bait you as well for my thieving method so that I don't get crashed there too. I'm not going to reveal what that is quite yet because I still do have to do some testing. It may be master farmers all the way up to 78, but I may have found a really big brain method of training thieving that will be faster XP and better for me. So that's kind of the plan right now. I think we're going to be able to get up to 95 mining here. Oh my gosh, 800,000 XP. That is disgusting that I know that we're going to have to get up to 95 mining before we leave here. My goodness. A very important level is about to slide on in here for me if I can be successful. There is 52 thieving. Now, As I said at the end of last episode, we're going to be looking into some very dead content for some good training for us. So with 52 thieving, we may be unlocking our best thieving method in our chunk. Let's take a look at what 52 thieving unlocks for us. So you can now steal from the average chest in Dorgesh Khan. So the rich chests in Dorgesh Khan would be amazing for this grind, but unfortunately that's the reason why I have to get 78 thieving to begin with. They drop all of the gems and stuff like that. I think they drop some really good stuff that I could use on my account and actually will be useful in the future when I do need to train up thieving, because I think I'm 1 or 2 or 3 chunks away from unlocking the fire cape area where I will have to get 90 thieving to begin with. So those chests will be very useful because they're 200k XP an hour. But the average chests may be a great training spot for me. So there are 3 different types of average chests in Dorgesh Khan. There are the average chest, there's Xanax chest, and then there is a third one. It's called Old Axe chest. Now, all 3 of these chests have different loots that you can get from the chest. The normal, average, and the Xanax chest are pretty crappy loot. I mean, it's like frog leather and like iron stuff. It's weird stuff. But Old Axe chest is very different. So Old Axe chest is located on the 3rd floor of his house. It is right next to the bank and 2 levels up. Here's what the loot on his chest looks like. So as you can see, it's actually a pretty good amount of stuff that we can use. We really don't have a good way of getting law runes or nature runes in any of the chunks that we have right now, unless we are on a PVM grind or something like that and it just happens to come to us. Using this chest to be able to grind up to 78 thieving will be a fantastic thing for us. Well, this law rune that you see in our inventory is the last one that we have to our name. Fortunately, we have a very good way to get law runes and achieve our goal at the same time. As we went over earlier, our new thieving method, our very dead content thieving method that we're going to be using, is going to give us a good amount of law runes. Just kidding, I lied to you all. I have 1 law rune left, just in case. So let's peep this real quickly. Silver ore, ignore my horrific looking bank, by the way. We have 16,755, so basically 17,000, and I think we'll need to get somewhere between 22 and 23,000 because of all the gold ore that we have. We have near 2,000 gold ore, 2,600, and then a lot of that is going to be used with the gems that we have as well, so that'll boost our XP there. So we're going to go thieving for a while. I don't really know how long we're going to be doing it for, and I don't really know how much XP we're going to get. I would like to finish all of the mining, because on our thieving grind we will get world swapping kicked after like 500 hops, maybe 600, because I do have to stay logged in for a little bit more longer than the motherload mine method. So when we do get kicked from logging in and out, I will go and smelt everything at Edgeville. So 2 birds 1 stone right there. So that's kind of the plan right now. But from the testing that I've done maybe an hour of thieving so far. We get a good amount of law runes, so I'm not really too worried. I'll do the math, see how much we need, and then probably go back to mining once we have close to the exact amount of law runes that we need. We've hit the login limit for the first time on this grind. I got pretty much exactly 100,000 thieving XP, which is what I expected. You can do about 500 hops before you get the login switching kick, whatever you want to call it. And it's 200 XP per time you loot one of the chests. So this is what we got from that. 216 law runes. Some pretty good runes all around, honestly, so it's really not a bad method. I'm a little worried that it's going to be sustainable in the long run, because it does take 6 hours or so to reset the login, so we may have to do some master farmers to speed this up, but this will be our fastest XP. At maximum potential, I was getting about 50 to 53k XP per hour, so not too bad overall there, when master farmers are like 27 to 32 at my level. Well, they were 6 levels ago. I'm almost 59 thieving as well. So with these law runes, we're going to take them, go do some more mining. We should be able to get pretty much complete. What is it? Okay, I'm at 16,755. So we need 22,500 silver to finish, so we'll get really close to finishing it up. Well, nobody could have seen this coming. I missed another important level. There is 60 thieving. We ran out of law runes with like 1,000 left to go for silver. I think we just need to get about 5 or 10 more law runes, and then we'll be on our way back to mining some silver. But almost done that grind, and then we get to start on the even more boring grind. Smelting it all. Well, I can't believe we are finally here. This is our last inventory of silver. Well, we ended up getting about 23,100. I think this inventory will put us over. I think we only needed about 23,000, but I don't know if I did my math correctly with everything, including the gold and all the jewelry as well. So all in all, we probably averaged about 450 silver an hour here with tick perfect clicks and manual tick manipulation. We were able to get probably close to 650 an hour, but obviously I'm not going to spend all that time on it. So there we go. There is 23,120 silver ore. So if you can do the math real quickly, that took me a good amount over 40 hours to do, probably close to 50 hours, but we're finally done it. Oh my gosh. I don't think I will ever have to mine again on this account. I say that now, and yet I know at some point I'm going to need to mine again. Also, I think I goofed in my math. I don't think I was considering the gold ore that I had in the bank when I said that I'm going to get another level, which I think would make sense because without any gold, I would have to get 25,000 something silver ore, and that's pretty much the exact amount here for another level. So we'll be ending 124k below the next mining level, which is 95. Holy smokes. So now it's just a game of thieving and smelting until we're done. Oh boy, that's like 70 hours. Just a couple more bars here, and we will be hitting our first level on our grind. And there is 84 crafting. With that level, we hit one of the most important crafting levels that we can possibly get on this account. We now have the ability to make black d'hide tops. That's awesome. We're probably going to make that at some point. Don't really know when. Oh, we can also make a regen bracelet. That'll be really useful when we can actually get to the Tazar to get an onyx. So that's really cool. If you're asking yourself, wow, how is he not bored out of his mind while doing this? Well, the simple answer is, I am. I'm going absolutely bonkers right now from how bored I am of doing all of this. It's like the first time in 3 days that I've been able to record. This is so boring. And I still have like 30, maybe more hours ahead of me. Just for crafting, not even thieving. Oh my god. Well, after like 25 or 30 hours, we will finally be finishing all of our silver ore smelting. Oh, it's been so boring. You can do like 1k an hour here, roughly, maybe 1.1k with the Varrock Armor 1, which allows you, it gives you a 10% chance to double smelt. So that's a nice little perk. Having this has been pretty helpful, honestly, but it's not going to help us crafting the bolts. Fortunately, oh, there we go. There's the double proc. Fortunately, the bolts are, I think it's 3 or 4 ticks per bolt that you make. Also, I don't even know if I mentioned this. I'm making bolts and not tiaras. That's why I had to mine so many extras. So let's start making some bolts, and I think we're going to end with over 600,000 unfinished bolts that we'll have to fletch at some point. So that'll be really fun. Also, I kind of stopped doing thieving along the way because I'm thinking that the chest method is only going to be good for maybe another 1 or 2 levels, and then after that the master farmer will be by far more XP per hour. I think with like level 70, 75 you can get upwards of 70k an hour at the master farmer. So we'll probably switch over to that method. It'll definitely get faster than the chest and a little bit less annoying because I do have to hop worlds obviously every single time I loot a chest. I've decided to take a little bit of a break from crafting for the time being. I know we just got done smelting everything, but it is the weekend, so I can put a little bit more time and effort into doing thieving, and it is a bit more click intensive obviously than smelting ore. So there we go. There is our second level. Actually, I recorded one for 69 thieving, and then the recording just went away, so that was really cool. There is 70 thieving on the account. I can now do paladins. Also, we did get 1600 total with that last level that I got for 69 thieving too, so that's very cool. We only probably have I don't know, 30 more minutes here before we'll get kicked from the World Hop timer, and then we're actually going to head off to Master Farmers again. I tested it earlier this morning. I was averaging about 50k XP per hour, which obviously isn't that good when I can get 55k XP an hour here and never fail, but it's just what is going to have to be done to get this done on time, I guess. Well, I've just completed my first hour at Master Farmer, and I know that I've said this on this account 1,000 times, but I have to be the most unlucky account. So, like I said, I did this for an hour because we need to find thieving XP outside of the world hopping method. I just averaged, for the first hour here, since we've gotten back, a touch under 34k XP per hour. If we look on the wiki, which I'll put right here, you should expect 32k XP an hour here at level 38 thieving. How am I this unlucky that 32 levels later I get 2k XP more an hour? I don't understand it. We're gonna keep going on because I think this level or this hour was an extreme anomaly, but if it's not, we're gonna have to find another method, because I think at this point, if it is like 34k XP an hour, regular farmers are gonna be my best bet. I don't know, man. So I really have no idea the last time I recorded. I think I was talking about how awful Master Farmers were. Yeah, I tried it for a couple more hours and still averaged like 35k XP. So I don't know if my account is cursed or just really awful luck there. You should get 35k XP an hour at level 38, level 38 thieving there. So we tried guards. Guards were a bit better, a little bit under 30 or maybe like 40,000 something XP per hour. But then I decided to just do normal average Dorgashkan chests. So that's what I've been doing for the past quite a few levels. And one more chest here, and we will be getting 75 thieving. Wait, what? Oh, there it is. Oh, dang it. Why was that so delayed? Okay, well, there's 75 thieving. So the good thing about these chests is that they are pretty spread apart, so I have to be logged into the world for like 15 seconds at a shot, and I think because I'm logged in for that 12 to 15 seconds, this doesn't count for like a world hop, because if you aren't aware of the mechanics, if you're hopping very quickly like you would be at the Motherlode Mine Wheels or the other Dorgashkan chest that we were doing earlier, you can do 500 jumps before it kicks you out for about 6 hours. But because we are logged in for somewhere between 12 to 15 seconds while doing this method, I don't think that counts as a world hop, and I can do this for as long as I want to. So this is pretty much what we're going to do for the rest of the time until we get 78 thieving. It doesn't really give us a whole heck of a lot. It gives us a good amount of cash. I've gotten 92k here since I started. Other than that, it's not really that useful for me, and some of you might think that it might be better if I did put in the time to get to Master Farmers, but I'm really not going to be wasting like 3 times more the time to go to Master Farmers when I could get this done even quicker. And Master Farmers are going to give me good stuff, but it's not stuff that I can't get later on in the account either, so I'm not too pressed about it. So we're just going to continue up here. I think we've got 5.5 hours until we're done. It is painfully boring, but we should be done quicker than anticipated. Then we can get back to crafting. I know that I said in the last clip that I have probably been wasting a lot of valuable resources doing these double average chests rather than doing either Master Farmers or the Old Axe chest the entire time, but I think the time that I have saved doing these chests will be well worth it in the end, to be honest. I think I saved myself 2, maybe 3 days by doing these. Also, I was wrong. I did get kicked. I did get forced logged off eventually, but it did take about 3 or 4 hours rather than 2 hours, and I could get anywhere between 210 to 280k XP before I got kicked. So we have one last chest, and we are done. Oh my gosh. That was awful. That was so awful. But now it's done. Oh man, that took like 30 something hours probably. The worst part about it is something you probably didn't think of. I practically had to do this all on my own with my private off, and I couldn't talk to anybody the entire time, which was easily the worst part about it, because I mean that's like my favorite thing to do in the game is talk to my clan chat. You can always join my clan chat at Chunkaslad very easily. Just join there. Anywho, let's go steal from a rich Dorgashkan chest real quickly, just to prove that we have. My goodness. Thank goodness for 90-hour Lord of the Rings documentaries, am I right? You know, it is slightly unfortunate that these chests are like the end goal for thieving here, because if I had these would have been enormously helpful for the crafting grind. If you don't know, 7 out of 15 chance that you'll get any number of the jewels or the gems that you can possibly roll. So there we go. We just completed the elite task, which we didn't need to do. That's a cool little milestone there as well. But all we have left to do for this chunk is to go smelt 17,000 silver bars. Oh snap, I was just casually doing some crafting, wasn't even paying attention at all. But we just got 85 crafting on the account, which is fantastic. I can make amethyst arrow tips, which means I can fully make amethyst arrows, I believe, ? I may need a higher fletching level. Let's check that out real quickly. I need 82, which I already have more than banked with the close to 600,000 silver bolts that I'll have by the time we're done. But more importantly, what that means is that once we can get a 5+ boost, which we are closer than you think to being able to get, we just have a couple of quests that we need to get done. We can actually make a Fury once you're able to get an Onyx, so that is a really cool little tidbit there. So we got 2 more levels here, about, I don't know, 700, 800,000 more crafting XP until we're done. So we're gonna keep pushing on. We should be done pretty shortly though. Well, and by pretty shortly I mean like 12 hours from now. A very odd milestone coming up right here, but from all of the silver that we've done, over 60,000 at this point. There we go. There is 600,000 silver unfinished bolts. I can just see the carpal tunnel already building in my wrists from when I'm going to have to actually utilize those. But we are only going to do probably a couple hundred more here because I am streaming this tonight and I've got a couple hours in between now and then. So I'll probably go do a little bit of Hunter, get set up for 67 Hunter in case we do get that tonight so that I can roll another chunk. If we get the black salamanders rather than having to grind that out on stream. And then after that, once we get 67, I'll probably do some agility as well with a new agility method that I haven't even touched on yet this episode because I didn't even realize it until recently. But we've actually unlocked an awesome agility method, agility training method, which I'll go over very shortly as well. So there is 600,000 silver bolts. We just need to collect this one last salamander over here. Come here, big boy. And there is a 67 Hunter. We can now catch black salamanders, which is fantastic. Because if we roll that chunk tonight, we won't have to worry about getting that level on stream, and we'll simply be able to move on. That was primarily the reason behind this, because I didn't want to have to do anything skilling related on stream if I didn't have to. So now we are going to go start working on some agility. We probably have a few hours to get started. I'll explain what I'm doing since things have changed up a little bit since the last time we've done agility. I had recently thought that Falador was going to be my best option for a long while. Turns out it's not. Turns out it is actually going to be the newest chunk that we opened in Dorgashkan. Actually, before we get started on agility, let's buy something that we probably needed to buy for a little bit. Now, our frog leather boots that we can buy from Reldak's shop is actually going to be our best in slot range boots for potentially a very long time. I don't know when I'll be able to get snakeskin, and then the other boots are really just like ranger or the god boots from Clue Scroll, so could potentially be a very, very, very long time before we get any of those. So that is nice to see. There we go. We have some frog leather boots, and I guess technically another thing checked off the list that we needed to do here before we finish up. So located at the back of Dorgashkan all the way to the south, there is obviously an agility course, and in that agility course, you can talk to this doodad. His name is Torgal, and he will give you different items that you have to go all the way across the map for, like way over there, or like it's somewhere over there, I don't know. And you can do the course. He'll have you go grab an item and bring it back to him. And the course averages somewhere between 50 to 65k XP an hour. It was actually the best course to do before they brought in rooftops. And I think the XP rates still technically rival the RD agility course. So this is a massive upgrade, increasing our XP per hour from Falador at about 25k XP an hour all the way up to 50 plus k XP an hour here. So this is going to make some of our 80 agility, 90 agility grinds a whole lot more bearable, which is really nice to hear. Well, the time has finally come. We are in a fantastic position to finish these grinds. I finished up all the silver in the bank, and we are now down to 162 XP away from 87. I think I'm up to 613,000 silver unfinished bolts of the bank, which will take me an eternity to do. But as I mentioned earlier in the video, we did get 84 crafting, which means we can make our very own black d'hide body. So we are going to be getting 87 crafting in absolute style. So let's craft that real quickly. Fantastic. There is 87 crafting. You can now craft Dorgashkan light bulbs and amethyst javelin heads, which is cool, I guess. And then now I can attach the empty light orb to the goblin cave thingy. And there we go. That requirement is complete. And our very last task to do in our current chunk requires the Dorix quest to be complete. I think you can technically complete this quest in like 4 ticks if you do it correctly. Go on. And there we go. There, 1,300 mining XP and 180 coins. That is account changing. Holy smokes. Ooh, that's mine. Now we are ready to roll a new chunk for the first time in like 12 days and like 150 hours. Let's do it. Okay, so the last time I went over everything that we're looking at here is in last episode, and I do like to recap everything when I have the chance. So we are going to do a quick overview of what we're looking at here. First and foremost, we can roll 19, which would start the Mage Training Arena and the Mage Training area up here, meaning I have to unlock all of the spells up here, and that would give me the sufficient amount of runes to do the Mage Training Arena, which would be the longest grind that we have on our active board. Nothing really at 24, 21, nothing at all. 20 and 18, I'd be very happy to unlock either or both of them. I could get free restores. 13, I obviously did earlier. I worked on the hunter level, so we wouldn't have to worry about that. So we are good there. That's free real estate. Frankenstein's Castle, we'd get closer to unlocking a quest. Canifis, I'd be very happy with. We could get some really good raw food, like sharks and salmon. We could buy them, a very good training method right there. 6 would unlock, I believe, both Nature Spirit and Abandoned Mine. I'm not 100% certain about that, but I am 98% certain. I say that every time. I probably should have looked into it by this point. Nothing is really unlocked down here except for number 4. Number 4 would unlock a teak tree for me, and that teak would be super useful because then I could then put the glory in my house, and that would start a crawling hand grind because I need to get the hand, because then I can then utilize that hand in the player-owned house because of teak logs. So that's kind of what would happen there. I'd be happy to unlock Pollen of Each via 12. 23 would just kind of be a shot to the gut because that would have been my best way of training crafting. All of this over here, it is what it is. The one that I fear a lot as well is 30. That would start an 80 agility grind. And also I believe I accidentally didn't make this one rollable last video, so my bad. And then obviously we have the other chunks across the board that we can get to via a ship. So without further ado, I have been rambling long enough. Let us roll our new chunk. All right, 3, 2, I just know that it's going to be 30 or 19. I just know it. I know it. 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh, I'm happy with that. It doesn't unlock anything, but it makes Pollen of Each rollable, which would be our best agility course. That's actually really awesome. That's really, really good. Ooh, I like that a lot. Thank you. Okay, not a bad start. Not a bad start at all. 34 would be a very welcome surprise, and I believe it does start a couple other... I believe if I get 34, I will have to do MTA either way because I can get runes from Ali Morrisane as well. So, let's roll another one. Please give me 30. 30. 30. Okay. MTA, I'm thinking. I'm not positive. You might have to go out of this chunk to finish the feud. I don't know. Let's find out. That's the whole point. Let's find out. After about a half an hour flopping around in the desert, we finally finished the feud. Fortunately, I didn't have to go out of my way to any other chunks to finish it. You can pretty much finish it in the singular trunk of Pollen of Each. And we will get through this very long dialogue at some point. No, I'm really too busy. There we go. 15,000 thieving XP, an oak Jack Black, a desert disguise, and anything else. Wait, it said I got a desert disguise and I was just scammed of it. Where is it? What the? I will have to do the mini quest if I can, where I get the upgraded Jack Black, or Black, not Jack Blacks, the upgraded Blackjacks. But we probably won't do that for a little bit. I think I'm going to just focus on doing the puzzle for the runes right now, which shouldn't take me too long. It's a Sudoku puzzle. And then we'll be able to buy all the runes that we need to start MTA. So let's hop into that. It shouldn't take us too long. I'll probably just use a solver though. All right, we have completed our casket. I believe we should be able to open it from here. Let's find out. Open the casket. You hear a locking mechanism. Click open. Let's find out what the runes are. And there we go. There is our best way to get runes from here on out. This is going to take a long time to buy them all. I don't know exactly how many I'll need, and I definitely do not have the cash for it at the moment. We're going to have to do a good amount of alking with a lot of the Onyx bolts that we have from a couple videos back. We'll probably take those, go do some alking, do a couple laps around the agility course, do a little bit more alking on some other stuff. I think it's going to be a lot of money to do this, though. That's going to be the most difficult challenge about this. I do have a lot in the bank to alk, so I'm not super worried about having the money for it. It's just going to take some time to alk it all. Luckily, we do have the Bryophyta staff, which we got spooned on, first of all. That will save us about 15% on car insurance and on our nature runes, too. So a big part about being able to do MTA is obviously having a very fat cash stack to be able to buy all the runes that you need for it. I think you need close to like 10,000 nature runes alone to be able to do it. So we have been doing some alking and agility at the same time to make some money, and I promise you I didn't plan this at all. There is 75 agility. Well, I did plan that part. There is 75 agility. We can now do a bunch of cool stuff. 5 levels away from being able to complete the Taverley dungeon, which I wouldn't be surprised if we got 77 by the time we're done here, or 76 at least, because of all the alking and agility we'll have to do. But at the same time, we have finished all of the alks that we have in our inventory. So I did a bunch of diamond, like power ammies and diamond amulets, and all the steel plate bodies that we had from our 87 smithing grind. So there we go. There is that portion complete. So we have close to 1.2 mil cash stack now. We're going to go buy a bunch of runes and get started. I'll probably start with the alchemist area. I don't think I'm going to do all of the max points right away. I think I'm gonna buy probably like the first couple infinity pieces to have a cool like outfit by the end of the episode. So probably the worst one. Actually, well, telekinetic exists as well, so I don't really know. All right, with this alk here, we will be hitting the amount of points that we will need to finish, well, the infinity robe top and bottom. That's pretty much the goal for right now, to finish the robe hat top and bottom before we put the video out. So I'd like to at least get those 3 main pieces before we're done. So there is 1,350 points. I timed myself. I got 280 points in the last hour. Full on, just like not looking away, full max efficiency. So actually, I would be lying. It took me an hour and 3 minutes to get 280 points. So we can do this really quickly, and alchemy is the worst room. Actually, maybe telekinetic room, but I'll test that shortly. We're actually going to go do a little bit of graveyard now. I think the graveyard will be a lot nicer since we unlocked Bones to Peaches a while ago. It won't be as bad as, well, you know, it could be with only having bananas down there. So I was doing a good bit of graveyard, but I decided to come and do some telekinetic, which is probably actually the worst room to do. But I do have 23 law runes left, but I don't think it's enough to complete 5 more tracks of this. So we have run out of law runes, meaning we have run out of money, and I think the telekinetic room is what I'm going to be maining until we get the 1,200 points necessary to complete the hat top and bottom, which means we need to go make some more money for the time being. I know I said I was hoping to get to 87 magic before I use these so I could enchant them, because it does add about 1,000 extra GP per bolt that I alch, but it kind of is what it is, and we're just going to have to eat it. I mean, it's only 60k in the long run. Just an update, we are 84 magic, so we are getting pretty darn close, and I can get a 2+ boost from Oldak from Dorgashgan if I really wanted to. But we are in a crunch for time, so we are just going to go alch these, and I think I'm going to make some more of them as well. I will hold off on making as many as possible, because I do want to make the best bang for my buck that I possibly can. But since we're in a crunch for time, I'm just going to alch a bunch of them. Just one more telegrab, and we will be finishing our 1,200 points needed for this time go around. Oh my gosh. There we go. We get the bonus, and we are brought up to 1,204. Ooh, that's bad. Oh man, that is bad. That is definitely worse than the alchemist room. We're going to head back to the graveyard now. And I think the graveyard would be pretty quick. I only need 1,200 points, and I think I already have 100 there, and I got that 100 in like 12 minutes, so I think I could probably get the graveyard in the next hour or, 2 hours or so, so that should be really quick. And then enchantment after that, which of course is the easiest one. Just 1 or 2 more deposits, and we will be hitting our goal of 1,200 points. It looks like it's going to be one more. Sorry that my dumb face cam is actually covering up the number. But you'll just have to take my word for it. There is 1,201 points. We got two points on that deposit. So about 3.5, 4 hours later, the graveyard for this is done. And now it is time to head off to the Enchanter's Teleport. Oh boy, it should be the fastest one. I don't really know exactly the points per hour there. It'll increase by about 20% once we get 87 magic, which I think we'll hit on our second go around. Unfortunately, we won't hit it on this go around though, but it'll be a nice upgrade. 3 or 4 more hours after the graveyard was complete, this enchantment right here will bring us over 12,000 enchantment points, meaning we are done for now. We can finish the video and we can grab our enchantment robe, top, bottom, and hat. Oh my gosh. Let us head off and buy the coolest looking outfit in the game. Oh man, I'm happy to get this done. But the bad news is we're practically literally going to have to do the same exact thing we just did right over again to finish everything else off too. Alright, where you at, big fella? There you are. Come here. Alright, so we have our... Oops, I think I said enchantment. My bad. Infinity top. Let's buy 1. Okay, yes, 1. I don't want to buy more than 1. Let's buy that. Let's buy the infinity hat. Confirm. And the infinity bottoms. Holy smokes. I have never, ever had this on an account before. This is my first time in almost 20 years playing this game. First time ever having these pieces. So, let's do a little scenic thing right here, 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, we are swagged out. Oh man, that is wonderful looking. Oh, I love the little mustache peeking over as well. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, then that is going to be it for this episode. I hope you all did enjoy. I'm sorry that the content was, not really diverse, but this is what happens when you get, 350 hours of grinding in 4 chunks. Yes, that's really about the numbers that it has been. So we are very close to moving on to never really having to do super long grinds like this, at least skilling related grinds ever again. So I'm very happy about that. If you all did enjoy, hit the like button, drop a sub, follow me wherever. I love you all, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.